UK Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Bluff Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and out on the course following our feature group is the delightful Henny Koyak. Hello, Henny.
Hi Luke, great to be with you guys. Now this group will be one to watch today. Lots of chatter on social media leading up to this pairing. We have a rookie on tour who has set very specific goals for themselves, and their first one is to beat their playing partner this week.
Love it, Henny. This will make for an extra layer of excitement. It always adds a bit more drama to an event when we can follow a competition within a competition. Can't wait to see what happens in our feature group throughout this tournament. Second shot here on the first. Handy effort, that one. And here we are with the third shot. Time now for the fourth shot. How close was that to going down? Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. Just didn't drop. And unfortunately, it's going to be a drop shot to begin the day.
Just the thing they didn't want to have happen. An opening bogey. Hopefully that does not set the tone for the rest of the day.
Oh, that was pure. Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's one stroke in front of his rival so far today. Great stuff.
Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. Ooh. Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And as the scorecard suggests, heading up the leaderboard. One of our on-course reporters, John McCarthy, has been out surveying the scene here in preparation for today's broadcast. John, what are some of the things the players will be looking out for today at Craggy Heights?
Well, Luke, I think one of the first things the players are going to be looking at is really, literally, the shapes of these fairways. They are laid out in a way that often there are little pockets of fairway that the players can hit to. And if they do end up safe, they can really open up options on their approach shots, but they're going to have to be confident in their swing to reap those rewards. Another thing to watch for are holes like the fifth, where the fairway narrows significantly the further out you hit your tee shot. There's also holes like the par 4 17th, where you can drive the green, yes, but there is a lot of danger in the form of water and sand around the green to contend with. So it's very much a risk-reward course. Can't wait to just sit back and watch how these professionals take this course on. Should be a fun week here at Craggy Heights.
Good-looking shot, this. Well, Rich, it's become a bit of a new age thing on tour. A couple of rivalries that heat up on social media. We've seen a number of other players that call each other out. What have you made of this social media age?
Well, you better have thick skin if you're going to get into the social media arena. Thankfully, they didn't have it when I was out there on tour, because I don't know if I can handle it. I certainly couldn't be trusted with it back then. But I think if you're going to go into that arena, you have to treat social media like it's just something that it's fun to do. If you do go down that rabbit hole in social media, you better be prepared for the consequences.
And that will put them ahead of their rival. A great performance on this hole. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Time to tee off at the sixth.
Nice birdie in the last hole for a change. First one of the day. They needed it desperately. Now, next hole, looking for more.
Well, they've got their eye locked in. Look at that approach shot against Ricky Fowler as well.
The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. I'm pretty sure this player will be buoyed by that birdie back at the last. Let's see if they can deliver another one. Henny, what have they got in front of them here?
Well, I wouldn't mind hitting the shot, but I wouldn't fancy the walk up here. This is quite uphill.
And that will drop in for birdie. Well, that's a lovely way to make a move into the top 5. Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. Here we find ourselves at the dramatic 8th hole at Craggy Heights, a par 3 playing 198 yards from the back tees.
Look, probably one of those picturesque par 3s on this golf course, if not the one. Obviously, coming up shy is a huge no-no with water lurking there. You're going to see most players hit it deep into the green. Anywhere in the heart of the green really is just fine. Walking off with a par here is just dandy.
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. Next up is a par 4. Always a stern test. Well, that's a handy shot. Second shot here on the 9th. Opting for the 5-wood. That's not the outcome they were after.
And what a rare miss today. They've been so good with their approach shots.
Close to the surface here, the green side rough. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me.
Nice little par putt here.
And down she goes. Well, Rich, as we make the turn to the back 9, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, Luke, it's been fun watching this player duke it out with their rival, that's for sure. They're winning the rivalry thus far. Should be fun to see where these two end up at the end of the event.
Playing from around 190 yards out. 3 behind our leader. Well, that's comfortably on the dance floor. Well played. Getting ready to play their 3rd. Just 3 strokes back. Putting for a par here. At -2, going along nicely today. Teeing off here at the 11th. And after a par at the last, chance to maybe take a step in the right direction here. This putt for inside the top 5 on the leaderboard. A par putt on the table. Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. Trailing by a couple of strokes now. Well struck. Few players have had the kind of impact on the game that Ricky Fowler has, and certainly being a fan favourite, Rich. It's funny when you see grown men dressed head to toe in orange supporting this wonderful person, but I know he wants more out of his career bio than what he's got right now.
And he will definitely get it as well, Luke. He's too good of a talent, and he has too much ability to not be a great player and be on the top of the leaderboard. Definitely a few times during the season. He is definitely, if there is a Pied Piper in golf outside of Tiger Woods, I would put my thumb on Ricky Fowler, just because so many people go out there dressed in the orange gear that he has, and whatever he does, they just love it. He's engaging, he's affable, he looks like he is enjoying himself on the golf course, which I truly believe he is. He really is one of these players that's so dynamic and so fun to be around. You can't help but root for him week in and week out.
And this putt to move into a tie for 3rd. Just 3 feet to the cup. He finds himself currently tied for 5th. And now we find ourselves with a par 4 here. That one's heading down Broadway. This shot from about 190 yards out. Just a couple back from our leader.
This one looks to be on a pretty good line.
Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt. This one's looking good. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Let's see what happens here on the 15th. Opting for the 6 iron. Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can two-putt that for sure. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 15 feet from the cup. This for a birdie run.
And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. Now with the honour on a par 5. Needs to make a move soon.
Yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
Second shot here on the 16th. And now you just got to pray for good luck, because that one's heading towards the sand. Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Sitting at -3, currently tied for third. Putting for birdie here. A bit too much pace on that one. 6 feet remaining to the cup. Well, that'll maintain the momentum. Nice par putt. Just 2 shots back after that hole. Oh, don't we love a short par 4, particularly on the penultimate hole, Rich. 17 here, playing under 300 yards.
Luke, at just 283 yards, listen, if you're not going to go for this green, you better just give up your tour card. I mean, literally, this is a begging to be gone. This hole is going to show you what kind of player you truly are. Take out the 3-wooder driver, knock it on the green, make eagle, make the crowd go wild. Anything less than that? No, thank you.
Putting for eagle here. Oh, well played. And that will take him to 5 under. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
And as this player tees off on their final hole, they're 1 shot off the lead. Wonderfully played. Well, they need to stick this close. A birdie would tie them for the lead and force a playoff. Wonderful shot into the 18th and a chance for birdie. Now it's been some sharp shooting. This putt's for a final score of 66. Oh, just missed.
It's unfortunate, Luke. I can only imagine what is going through this player's head right now. Disappointing, to say the least.
And that brings to an end his event. And for a first start on the PGA Tour, Rich, you've got to take your hat off to them.
Yeah, not a bad first event on the PGA Tour. Kind of getting some nerves out of the way. Top 5 finish. Keep your eye on this player.
On behalf of Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. 2K Sports and the PGA Tour proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
Today's coverage of the Serenity Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be covering this week's featured group. What a pairing. These two, they've been going back and forth at each other. There is quite the budding rivalry here.
And this week, Henny, they're looking to beat Harold Varner III. It should be an exciting and entertaining duel.
Absolutely, Luke. Harold Varner III is one of the most charismatic, talkative and highly skilled players out there on tour. He'll either cut you down with his game or his slick talking. You better be on your guard.
Yes, he's got a sharp tongue and a clever game. Let's see how HV3 goes up against this player in this rivalry. And he's down there.
Setting up this one, hitting into a downhill green. They might be taking a bit less club here.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
This is downhill. Can't be too bold.
That was a gallant attempt. And this one is for his par.
Why don't we catch up with the V-man, Harold Varner III.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. And that par ensures he'll stay right there at even par.
Gotta like it, moving up the leaderboard, never a bad thing.
That's some good golf right there.
Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface.
That's right out of the copybooks. Exquisite. Just 10 feet to the cup here. If it's up, it could be in. Super shot, that.
Finally, they needed it.
Currently 1 under for the event. Now we're on the 4th tee here at Jacobson Homestead, and it's a par 3, playing 181 off the back tees.
Yeah, and that's about as far as you're going to see this par 3 play, Luke. Player's going to go in there with the mid, probably shortish iron. Obviously, with the water on the right, you want nothing to do with that side as the bank severely slopes downwards. Bailing out to left of the bunkers, not so hot either. But with just a short iron in your hand, you think that these players are good enough to fire right at it, don't you?
Well, this would be a bonus. This is a very long putt.
All right, guys. This for 2 birdies in a row.
No, that's too bad. Oh, so close. 3 feet to go here to the hole. And unfortunately dropping back to level with the card.
And a par 4 awaits at this next hole.
That looks to be a fairway finder to me.
Playing from around 160 yards. 3 shots off the lead.
That's a good-looking shot there. And this putt to move them into a tie for second. That'll sting a bit. And that putt will drop. Well done.
Here we are at the 6th hole.
Rich, one of the big advantages for the experienced players on tour is their history around particular courses. But what advice would you give to the new players who are coming to a course for the first time and how to handle it?
I would say tread easily. Go in there and just try to get into a good rhythm on the golf course. Don't try and go out and hit too many heroic shots or go after too many flag sticks, because if you don't know what the consequences are if you don't pull off that shot, well, shame on you. So I think that the veterans obviously have more knowledge about golf courses, and they can say, oh, I don't want to miss it there because that's dead. I've seen it happen before. When you go into a new golf course, Luke, you got to go in with it and just try and play a little bit on the defensive side. Don't get too greedy. Don't try and make too many things happen. Go in there, find some fairways, find some greens, hole a few putts here and there, get some confidence going first before you start attacking pins.
Didn't that look good for a long time? Okay, let's get back to the action.
A chance for a birdie if this goes down.
He's currently tied for first. Just a couple to play here on the opening 9. Here's the tee shot at the 8th. Looks like they've got the 5-wood. Great looking shot this. No green in red, but a chance to save their par. It's just about 3 feet away.
Now this is important. This for par.
Currently 1 under for the tournament. We have a par 4 on this one.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
This shot from the first cut of rough. Looks to be going with a hybrid here.
That lie was so bad, I didn't think they'd be able to get it anywhere near there.
And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Yeah, they've left it in the perfect spot here, just below the hole. They can be aggressive up the hill.
Was that a rush of blood?
This looks like it's got the speed and the line.
He's currently tied for 4th.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
Birdies are good. Harness them. Block the bogeys. They're bad. The history of golf has been littered with some great characters for the modern game. Harold Varner III is right up there. A really personable guy, just effervescent. And I think, Rich, the only thing we're all waiting for is that first W to come. He seems to deserve it.
I can't wait to see what happens when he gets that first W. Oh, it's going to be blissfully fun. He's such an engaging personality that you can't help but just like him. He is out there enjoying every single moment of being on the PGA Tour, playing against the best in the world, and he believes that he can hang with every single one of those players. It hasn't kind of shown up yet, but there's no doubt in my mind, with the belief that he has in his own game, that alone will carry him to a win on the PGA Tour sooner than later, and I'm thinking it could happen as early as this year.
Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
He's got roughly 105 yards here.
Oh, that's a great shot. And a birdie opportunity coming up here at the 11th. Ouch, that hurts. Par putt coming up here.
Well, HV3 looking a little gloomy because this putt could put him down behind his playing partner.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Oh, a little shorty Baker on that action there.
And he needs this to save par.
Oh, that looks like a pure stroke.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Never seen a scorecard that doesn't look good with a 2 on it. So after that effort, this is the current standings on the course.
Tony Finau is currently on top spot as we pause for a look at the leaderboard.
Nicely done. Golf became a power game, and there's few players out on tour that have more prodigious power than Tony Finau. If he really wants to go full tilt, Rich, it feels like everyone's playing for second.
He is a dynamic player that has the ability to make birdies in bunches. The ball striking, I think, is always going to be brilliant. Watching him when he was on the Korn Ferry Tour, graduated to the PGA Tour, and just keep watching the steady progression. Each and every week, he just seems to get a little bit better, and the confidence level is over the moon with this kid. And to bundle it all up, Luke, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. You want to root for a Tony Finau. He is such a likable, lovable guy, I believe, that you can't help but root for him. And the wins that he didn't get are just heartbreaking, and we felt the pain alongside with him. I love watching this guy play. I root for him every single week.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. Just 3 back from the leader. Attaboy, good shot. That's well holed.
And currently leading this tournament is Tony Finau. Lovely playing.
Time to hit a good one here at the 15th.
Looks like they got all of that one. That's on a good line.
Seems to have chosen the 3-wood. Well, this one's right at the pin.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Let's get back to it, shall we?
Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Has to putt this one downhill.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. And the putt drops. Now even par heading down the stretch.
And just a few holes remaining. Let's see what they can produce.
Lovely momentum for this player after that birdie at the last hole. Keep it rolling. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. That was special.
And as good as they putt, you almost have to guarantee this one.
And down it goes. So that's back-to-back birdies.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
Trailing by a stroke after that hole.
Getting closer to that top spot on the leaderboard. This is getting interesting.
You're going to put your foot down. This is as good a time as any. Time for the second shot at the 17th. Going with the 5-wood. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Coming up a little short with that effort. Not bad, though.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Currently 1 under for the round. Rich, we find ourselves at the finishing hole here at Jacobson Homestead, and it seems strange to be playing it just at 400 yards.
I tell you what, though, I like this finishing hole because it gives you options. You don't have to necessarily hit driver here. If you do, you got to take it over some pretty tall trees, and you can't miss it to the left-hand side. The safe play, lay it out to the right, but now your second shot becomes just a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult to get it that.
Oh, how about that, Rich? Do you want me to go fill up your cup? Looks like we're going to extra holes.
What a grind this last few holes were for this player. They got it done. Late charge up the leaderboard. Love to see it. Heading to a playoff.
Well, Rich, it's time to find out who will win this in a sudden death playoff.
Cannot wait. It was not ready to go away yet. Loving the action.
Well, let's begin this sudden death playoff for the championship.
Oh, let's get into this. I can't wait.
Oh, well done. Well, a big moment here. Really got to be aggressive if they want to have a chance in this one.
With their opponent in there close, Luke, absolutely. Take dead aim.
Terrific shot. And a chance for birdie coming up here at the 14th.
And they've been rolling the ball great today. Another great look.
All right, let's keep the focus here. This is...
And they've done it. They went the distance and then some. What a way to win.
It took them a little longer than usual, but what a way to win this one, Luke. Amazing putt.
Well, that'll put a smile on the dial, won't it, Rich? What an outstanding performance.
Making quick work in this playoff, getting the win on the first extra hole.
Well, that should do it, folks. Hope you enjoyed our extra coverage in this week's playoff finale. From myself and all the dedicated, talented people at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. 2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open is about to start. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's hello to Henny Koyak down on the course, following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm glad to be here covering this week's featured group, and what a pairing, as these two have been hinting at quite a budding rivalry here.
No kidding, Henny. This player, he seems to have picked out Bubba Watson as the man to beat. That's ambitious.
Luke, you know when you think that you've got a player on the ropes, maybe they're in the middle of the trees, in the middle of a bunker, and you think they've got no shot. And then they do, in fact, pull it to 2 feet. And then you're really frustrated. That's Bubba, every single time. He's that player.
No, you can't out-Bubba Bubba, can you? There's nothing elementary about this, Watson, is there? Can't wait to see how this rivalry plays out, though. Oh, what a stroke. Yeah, good job. Nice par.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
The second at TPC Summerlin is a par 4, measuring 469 yards from the back tee. It plays slightly downhill, so a strong drive here will set up even just a short iron approach. However, there's a huge waste area to the right, so accuracy off the tee is required. The smart option here is to lay back with the 3-metal and give yourself a full shot in, and also take 1 club less into this green as it will release down the slope. Good putt, that. So no movement there. He stays at even with the card.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway. The third hole at TPC Summerlin has been converted from a par 5 down to a 4, Rich, which makes this second shot much tougher.
Second shot across the ravine to a green that's surrounded by bunkers. Should you find the green in 2 putts from there will be just fine, but watch out. Big numbers abound should you start missing this green out to the right.
Okay, steady now. This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
He's got this for his par.
Well hold. So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. The fourth at TPC Summerlin is a pretty straightaway par 4, measuring 450 yards from the back tees. The fairway bunkers down the left and right are to be avoided. Really, not much to this hole. Just be accurate on approach. Yeah, well played. Standing over this one, and it's a very long putt.
They've got this to pull ahead of Bubba. This rivalry is heating up today.
An opportunity to make a par here. And with that lovely play, they're now ahead of their rival. It's getting serious, isn't it? And now to Bubba Watson.
He's currently in 4th place.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Now 4 back after that hole. The fifth at TPC Summerlin is a par 3 measuring 197 yards. Depending on where they put the tees on this hole ensures the type of club you need to get at it. If you're going at it, make sure you avoid that bunker that's short and right. A 7-footer right here. And the putt will go What a great display of resilience on this hole.
And that is a nice up and down out of the greenside bunker for the par.
Playing this one about 130 yards out. Currently 4 shots off the pace.
And how about that for confidence? Going right at the pin here in the midst of their rivalry with Bubba Watson. Love seeing that sort of play.
And back to the course with the live action. Good opportunity here to move into a tie for third. And that's for birdie. Well holed. And with it, he moves to 1 under par. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. The 7th at TPC Summerlin is a short par 4 measuring just 382 yards off the tips. Really, you just want to avoid the trees on the left-hand side because that will prevent you getting at the green, which is well guarded by bunkers and trees. Lay up, short right, a nice little wedge in here and try and make a birdie. A bit long on that one.
That's a good putt to make, that one.
And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that. The 8th at TPC Summerlin is a big par 3 playing 239 from the tips. A well-struck shot will avoid the gully here, but anything to the left half can roll off the green. The bunker short rider also to be avoided, so you don't make a sloppy bogey.
Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. Wow, that's misjudged. That's frustrating. Yeah, well holed. Let's move on. Sitting at 1 over for the day.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
Good shot there, Beamer. Rich, I know you love being here in Vegas, perhaps for different reasons than watching the golf tournament, but while we're here at the tournament, tell me a bit more about Shriner's impact on the game and this entire region.
Luke, I fail to see what you mean by that. I think Vegas is a very nice, wholesome city that I do enjoy coming to visit. But the golf course is fantastic. It's held at TPC Summerlin every single year, and it used to be the venue where they had the last round, but now every round is here, and I think the players enjoy that. I think they like being at the same golf course each and every day. They get a feel for it, and I think that's why the scores historically year in and year out are so much lower than they were in the past. I think it's a really good opportunity to go out there and make a ton of birdies, but that's not the easiest thing to do, is it? Getting comfortable making 7, 8, 9 birdies around. Some players don't have that comfort zone. And so I'm always interested to see the players that get into that zone each and every day and are making that many birdies to see if they can sustain it for 4 straight days.
And stepping up the standings after that effort. Placement off the tee is required at the TPC Summerlin 11th hole, par 4, measuring 448 yards. The big bunker down the right side is to be avoided at all costs. And there's also a little tree there which might affect any line of sight approach to this green. Now that looked pretty good the whole way. Trying to get to even par with this putt.
This is what they have left for birdie here.
And down it goes. Trailing by 4 strokes. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Yeah, I think he's got around 135. Launched that one into space. Wow.
This putt to join those amongst the top 10 on the leaderboard.
He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it.
Didn't quite judge the speed on that one.
Just 3 feet to the cup.
Don't want to state the obvious, Rich, but a little too hard, that one.
Job done. Let's head to the next.
And now to Bubba Watson.
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. The 13th at TPC Summerlin is a monster par 5 measuring over 600 yards from the back tees. The big hitters with a tail breeze can cover that bunker on the left-hand side. But if you want to lay up, make sure you've given yourself the right number, because there's a lot to this green and plenty of ways to three-putt it. Be careful on approach. Most golfers these days, Rich, are quite generic style players. It's that hit it as far as you can, knock it on the green, try and hold some putts. But with Bubba Watson, we just got the artist back in the game, didn't we? We had someone who was prepared to do whatever it needed to be to get that ball in the hole. He's just astonishing to watch.
You know, to me, Luke, I think Bubba was born in the wrong era. I think he would have been better served with persimmon woods, balata golf balls, and blades. And I think that he would be an even bigger impact on the game than he currently is, if that's even possible. I watch what he does with the modern equipment, and it's mind-blowing. He's one of the few players, Luke, that I will actually go in the driving range and watch hit golf shots, because it is so fun to watch him aim 30 yards left and just try and hit these big sweeping hooks and fades and I mean, it's just unbelievable what he can do with the golf ball. His eye-hand coordination is simply the best in the game.
Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Down she goes. Let's head to the next. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. The 15th at TPC Sutherland is a great short par 4. In fact, a lot will try and drive it in the tournament. If you want to lay it back, you've got around about 115 yards uphill to a green where you can't see those back hole locations. However, a good aggressive play here must avoid the pot bunkers around the greens or the big waste area to the left. A chance to make a birdie here, or even an eagle. And from the bunker here, looking for an up and down. Yeah, magical shot out of the bunker, that one. 3 feet to go here to the hole.
This is huge for momentum. Gotta try and hold this. This for par.
The 16th at TPC Summerlin is another one of those great scoring holes en route to the finish. A par 5 playing 560 yards. A well-struck drive up the right half here gives you a chance to get at this green in 2. If you are going for the green, make sure you got enough club, because that huge penalty area in front of it will ruin any score. Be careful going through the green here as well, because getting down from over the back is not that easy. Getting ready to play their third. Ooh, that almost went down. Always nice to have a birdie putt. Was on a good line. And that should secure the par on this one. Sitting at 4 over for the day. The 17th at TPC Summerlin is a downhill par 3 playing 196 yards. Jonathan Bird once famously holed out in the playoff here to snatch the title. The green shapes right to left towards the hazard, so make sure if you're going to go for it, be very accurate. Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. That will work. Now 8 shots back after that hole.
Going and going and going.
Rich, take me through the final approach here at TPC Summerlin.
This green is very long and yet very narrow. It is tough to get the judgment with your second shot spot on, pin high wise. However, there's still chances to make a birdie, should you need one, to win the tournament.
This putt for a final score of 75. The round now in the books. Good luck next time.
Well, Henny, we saw some extraordinary shot making out on the course here today. We saw some phenomenal play when it mattered most. A win over Bubba Watson? You'd put that in your kit bag and take it.
Absolutely you would. As we mentioned off the top, Luke, this player was gunning for the fearless Bubba Watson, and they proceeded to beat him. It was a great performance to watch this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this player's career goes from here.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now.
Yeah.